Marty Malone was a simple man. He clocked in, cleaned up, and clocked out. He knew the ins and outs of the Grand Coliseum like the back of his hand. Every sticky spill, every stray popcorn kernel, they all met their match in Marty. He wasn't just a janitor, he was a silent guardian of the arena. But Marty had a secret, a passion that burned brighter than a freshly polished championship belt. He loved wrestling. He lived and breathed it. From the flamboyant entrances to the bone-crunching slams, Marty worshipped at the altar of the squared circle. He would spend his breaks watching the wrestlers train, his heart yearning for the roar of the crowd. He dreamed of feeling that energy, that electricity, that only came with standing under the bright lights. But for now, he was content to be a small part of the world he loved so much. Little did Marty know, fate had other plans. Plans that would see him trade his mop bucket for championship gold. It was a night like any other. The crowd was electric, the wrestlers were pumped, and Marty was cleaning spilled nachos. Suddenly, the arena went silent. The mauler Mad Max Malone, the reigning champion, stood over Marty, his face contorted in a sneer. Humiliation washed over Marty as Max mocked his humble profession, the crowd joining in with each jab. A fire ignited within Marty. Years of pent-up frustration, of watching from the sidelines, boiled over. He dropped his mop, the echo reverberating through the stunned arena. The crowd gasped, their laughter replaced by a stunned silence. That night, something changed in Marty. The janitor found his voice. He challenged Max to a match, his voice booming with newfound confidence. The crowd erupted, their cheers shaking the very foundations of the Grand Coliseum. Marty the Mop Malone was born. Marty the Mop Malone wasn't your typical wrestler. Forget the flashy robes and intimidating masks. Marty's ring attire was as blue-collar as it got. He sported his trusty janitor jumpsuit, complete with his name tag proudly displayed. His trusty bucket became his corner stool, and his trusty mop, well, that became his weapon. The crowd went wild for this unlikely hero. They saw themselves in him, the everyday man, the underdog, the one who always got overlooked. His humble appearance only made his victories sweeter, his triumphs a testament to the power of sheer will. Marty's wrestling style was as unorthodox as his attire. He didn't have the chiseled physique or high-flying moves of his opponents, but he had something they didn't, heart, and a mop. He used his environment to his advantage, turning everyday cleaning supplies into instruments of wrestling justice. His signature move, the bucket list, involved trapping his opponent's head in his trusty bucket, followed by a swift kick to the metal. It was a sight to behold. Fans would roar with laughter and awe as Marty used his mop to trip, disarm, and ultimately pin his opponents.